All right. Hi, I'm Blake.
I'm Caitlin.
I'm Zach.
I'm Joe Billy.
And this is OnlyBands.
Oh
So,
man.
OnlyBands.
OnlyBands.
Every time we have to do that uncoordinated every time. The less coordination, the better.
I think so too.
All right, also guess what? Today we have Mr. Joe Billy here
Hey, how you
with
doing?
us.
Thanks so much for having me.
Of course, we are so glad to have you. So tell us, where are you from? What is Joe Billy in music?
Well, I'm based out of Clifton, New Jersey, um, and Joe Billy, on top of being my real name, is a solo project that I started about 5 years ago at this point. I've actually been primarily a drummer since 2010, and so after a while, I really wanted to take my hand in solo music and stuff, and um, I tried to start off a punk band um, uh, with a bunch of friends, but like after about a year, it didn't really go anywhere because like there was a lot of creative differences and whatever. So I continuously tried to find members to fill the slots and stuff, but it never really worked out. And so
Mm.
I was just like, like, fuck it, I'll like learn like 3 or 4 chords on a guitar or something and just like try to do it myself. And so luckily my family had like this really old acoustic guitar, so I just picked it up and tried to learn. And
Mm.
here I am 5 years later. So that's pretty much where I'm at. So I play acoustic punk, is what I like to call it, I guess.
Yeah.
That's
Nice.
awesome.
Yeah.
Now, I'm curious. You say acoustic punk, and like, obviously, like that is what it is. Like, but like, there's really no mistaking that. But like, a lot of people like they generalize punk to be like, oh, it's not really punk if it doesn't like have a message type of thing. Like, if it's not trying to like fulfill some kind of objective, you know. Uh, is there any of that? Would you say like overall as your goal as a musician, would there be like a message that you're trying to spread?
That's a really good question, actually. um, uh, I think it's fair to say that there's always like um, kind of two ways you can think about the idea of punk music. Like, there's obviously the style and the sound of it, but then there's also like the main premise of like what punk is, of like saying some sort of message, politically or societally or philosophically challenging ways of thinking or whatever. So there's definitely a good mix of all that. Like the main premise, or like what would you say? Um, like the main
Objective message.
yeah the
Yeah.
main thank you, the main objective or like mission for me writing music has always been to like try to engage people in introspection in some way.
Would
Um,
you say that it is your music's mission or the mission of your music?
God
I'd
damn
say
it,
yeah.
Zach.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Had to get that in there. Go on.
He did the thing.
I
It's
definitely
like
think
when
it would
you
be
named
my.
the movie in the movie.
Yeah, that Family Guy bit.
Oh, that's why he says
Yeah,
it.
that's why it's called
That's why it's called
that.
that.
I have to be Superman 4 to quest creepy. Okay, anyway, go on. It's the funniest
That's why it's called that. No, but yeah, that's definitely something that um what's it called? But inspired me to start writing my own music. Because I've always been into punk since I was a kid. So I mean, when I started playing my own music, I wanted to do something like that. And so um, like some of my big what's it called, like idols and stuff became, the bands like obviously I grew up on Green Day, but
Oh yeah.
bands like Anti Flag and like Bad Religion and all those types of guys, um, who are like writing really good music, but like it says something too. Like it's like
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
the
Don't even
best
get me
of both
started on Bad
worlds.
Religion, dude.
And so I remember seeing. I went to go see Anti Flag one time when they were in New Jersey, and Hopeless Gospel Choir was opening up for them, and I never knew much about his music at all. Um, which is obviously fantastic. But
Yeah.
it was just
Mhm.
him, like, and before every single song, he was just like, "This is a protest song," and like he said that before every single song, and like most of the songs had like one chord over them, and he was just like saying real shit, you know. And I was like I could fucking do that.
Yeah,
But
right.
Yeah,
like,
definitely.
no offense to like obviously him, but
No, but it's like
I was just
it's
like,
just like I got shit to say. I want to
I could,
say it.
Yeah, yeah.
I could
Yeah.
fucking do that. And so I just tried it out. I like learned how to play acoustic at least a little bit, and then like actually originally Joe Billy wasn't gonna be anything. It was just kind of like gonna be a way for me to kind of just like let out some energy and shit that I wanted to
Mhm.
say and do, and like maybe
Yeah.
play open mics or something. Like I wasn't
Mhm.
planning on releasing any music or like making it a serious thing.
But
And then
ultimately, those projects are the ones that like are the most genuine. You know, those
apparently
are the ones
so.
that come out like
Yeah,
that's what I want to listen to. You know.
apparently so.
Definitely.
Because like
Yeah.
you know, after about like 3 or 4 songs written, I was just like, I mean, I might as well keep doing this and like write an album. And so
Hell yeah.
I released my
Mhm.
first album in 2016. It's called Censor This, and it's awful, but it's like really real, you know.
Yeah.
And
Mhm.
and so you know, I've matured and evolved a lot as a musician, but and then it just like surprisingly more people than I expected like really dug it and just like kept coming to shows and like supporting me, and I was like, oh well, I guess this is a thing now. You
Yeah.
know. So
Hmm.
That,
so that's kind
That's
of
really
where I'm at
awesome.
now.
Yeah.
yeah.
Uh, it's also funny that you say like, oh, like that was awful, and like, oh, I just like I can like the one chord thing, and like the like, oh, I can do that. I just like the hardest part about like starting a solo project like that is getting started.
Is just doing
Mhm.
it.
Oh yeah.
And it's not even so much like, oh, getting my name out there, getting shows. No, it's literally just picking up the guitar and doing
Yeah,
it.
Oh
it's
yeah.
just
So
doing
Mhm.
it.
like
I
once you
was
get past that barrier, it becomes like a very it's
mhm,
genuine, you know, like we were saying.
Mhm.
But
absolutely, yeah.
The blank page is always most intimidating.
Yeah.
exactly.
That's a
Yeah.
much better way of saying what I was trying to say.
Yeah.
I gotta remember that. I
Yeah.
gotta write that down.
Yeah, if you use it for lyrics, make sure to credit her.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah.
Know it. No, yeah,
But yeah.
that was probably like just. I mean, we all do, but like I've always had a problem with everything I do, especially publicly, like what like thinking about what the interaction or like what the appearance of it will be and stuff, like how are people going to take it.
Oh
And
yeah.
it's like,
Mhm.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
Especially with punk music. Like you can say the wrong
Yeah.
thing to the wrong
oh
person with that kind of
yeah,
thing.
I think that's
yeah,
the
Yeah.
scariest thing as an artist is taking that step to like put yourself out there to begin with because we put so much of
Yeah.
ourselves into the things we make.
absolutely,
Absolutely.
yeah, just like
Mhm.
being a
Yeah.
creative.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like so much of like releasing anything or like
Mhm.
doing a lot of things as a creative, just like saying fuck it. And
Oh
it's
yeah.
like
Mhm. Yeah.
I was really thankful to a friend of mine suggested this book to me a while ago called Art and Fear. It's like a pretty short book, but it's really fantastic in terms of like understanding the philosophy or like what's it like the mentalities, all the
Mhm.
varying mentalities of what it is to
Mhm.
be a creative.
Oh
Hmm.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
it I highly suggest that book to anybody.
Oh, that sounds like a good book.
It sounds
It's
good.
it
Yeah.
was fantastic.
Sounds pretty cool.
It's a pretty short read too, so
Oh, thank
not
God.
not
Oh, good.
intimidating. Gotta love me a short book, you know.
Yeah, I do
Most
not have an
definitely.
attention span. I need instant gratification. Now,
So,
on the sorry, real just I want to just build off the question I just asked as well. On the note of like, you know, oh, it needs to like that the hardest hurdle to get past is literally just getting started. Would you say that there's anything that helped you doing to do that? Like for anybody that might be like thinking about getting into that, like but just needs that one extra push?
Actually, if, I'm gonna try to paraphrase this as best I can. Kind of paraphrasing from Art and Fear. Who's it by? I forget. I can't reach the book right now. But the oh wait, no, I wrote it on my wall too. My wall has a bunch of fucking mottos on it and stuff.
Oh hell yeah.
Oh
So
yes.
the most important thing I took from that book was that vision is always ahead of execution. And
Oh yeah.
basically what that means is that like especially for those of us who are kind of perfectionists, like you always have this idea of what your project or something is going to sound like or be like or how it's going to come out, right? And so but it's very common for that idea to be way ahead of what you're actually able to do.
Oh
Mm.
yeah.
So, especially with my first album, I had to like really tell myself that like I could wait like another year or something and then like try to do these things better or like make it sound better or write them better or whatever. But like I just didn't want to do that. And I was just like, you have to say fuck it. And then just like the next thing you do is going to be different or better in some way because you're at a different stage in your life. Like releasing art can't ever be perfect.
Oh yeah.
And
Yeah.
so
Of course.
and so like it's just like a time, it's more of, you can think about it more as like a timestamp of who you are as a person in that moment in time or that era of time. And more so in the last couple of years I've been trying to look at and approach anything in terms of art in that kind of way,
Yeah.
where it's just like obviously everything's going to be imperfect,
Yeah.
but it's
definitely.
like this is what it is right now. You
And
can do it
perfect
again.
is like perfect is subjective in this
Oh,
kind of thing.
absolutely.
Oh, definitely.
And quality in general is subjective too.
Yeah,
Definitely.
absolutely.
Definitely.
Which not enough people remember. So like you could put out a bunch of stuff like consistently, which is probably a good thing to do, especially nowadays. And
Yes.
somebody is going to like it. Not everyone is, and that's okay. So like get it as good as you want it to be, or like as good as it can be right now, and just like fucking put it out. You know?
Yeah.
That's fair. Mhm.
Yeah.
Especially if you want to keep getting better.
Yeah.
Any like as a musician, is for example, if someone listens to your discography front to back, they can hear the evolution of who you are as a person and a musician. Yeah.
It's just good to like
Absolutely.
always be creating things and making new things, and you can always like build on top of what you've learned each time. And you can get
Absolutely.
closer to your vision that way.
Yeah,
Mhm.
creativity is
Exactly.
definitely a muscle, you know, so you got to work it out.
Yes, for sure.
Absolutely.
So, tell us about who you are outside of music, because we have a start. You're an acoustic punk. You have a message, but who are you outside of this realm? Is there like any extra hobbies or interests that someone might not know just by looking at you on stage?
A good question that I struggle with a lot.
Yeah.
I've always been a pretty existential person, but like I said, I'm primarily a drummer actually. So I've drummed for plenty of bands and been in a lot of recording sessions. So I'm basically like a drummer for hire, especially right now because I'm able to record from home and just send people tracks that need it and stuff. So that's been a primary focus. I'm also a drum instructor, or music instructor in general at a School of Rock over here, and that's probably one of the best jobs I could ever have. So that's awesome. Aside from all that, I really like cooking. I also really enjoy getting into, as you can probably tell, some sort of philosophical existentialism from time to time.
Now, do you ever combine the two?
Well,
No.
pretty. You mean cooking or philosophy?
Well, no. Do you ever combine them? No. Do you ever combine drumming and cooking?
I haven't tried it yet.
What about cooking and philosophy?
Yeah. What do these cookies mean?
Cookie, what is your place in this universe?
What does
Not
an apple
tummy.
pie mean in this realm?
Yeah.
How,
What does
how
it
does
represent?
how does it make you feel when I cut you in half?
Yeah.
Does this carrot feel fulfilled by me using it in soup, or does it prefer to stay in the ground?
Yeah. You ever watch what was that Seth Rogen movie about he was a hot dog?
Oh,
No,
Sausage
I've
Party?
not
I
seen
Sausage
never
Party.
got around to seeing it. No.
Yeah, good.
I
That
heard
is yeah, and don't. But
I heard very mixed reviews about that one.
it is
He's
it is not a funny movie.
It didn't look like something I wanted to see.
But the entire it's funny that we're actually saying this because the entire movie was supposed to be a parody of religion.
Oh.
Oh,
Oh.
I never heard that.
Yeah. And it makes sense, like, but it's also just like it's just awful.
I
So
would not have gotten that from the previews.
Aside from that, it's the reason I said it's always a struggle for me is because like so much of my life, ever since I started playing music, has become about music.
yeah.
And so every now and then I'll go into like this existential crisis of like, well, what do I do when I don't do music stuff? Like,
Yeah.
because like
That's
then
yeah.
people ask me stuff like that, and I'm like, well, I'm awful on the spot about anything in general, but then I'm also just like, gee, I don't know. Like,
There's a Soupy from the Wonder Years has talked about this before, and it's like it's pretty weird because he's like, we start off music as our escape, music is the hobby, and like when the hobby becomes the job, then you have a bad day at work or something, and you don't have a hobby to run back to. Because so it's just like it is really difficult to like find like that secondary like the thing to run back to, and it's really weird because it's just like I used to know exactly what to do, and now I have to find this entirely new escapism. And I mean, well, for me it's anime, so but
There you
Yeah.
go.
yeah, eventually you find
Yeah.
something else eventually.
Mhm.
Hopefully,
but then it's also
eventually.
really hard to like stay productive when you have that second escape, because like I'll find myself like putting way more time into my hobby than the hobby that I consider a job,
Yeah,
Absolutely
yeah.
the same.
Most definitely. Once it becomes a
No,
job, it's something that you almost run away from, not impulsively, but like
Exactly.
subconsciously.
Yep.
yeah, and I feel like that when a hobby becomes a job, it can become there can be more pressure, which can kind of kill the creativity sometimes.
For sure.
Definitely.
I know we
Right.
talked about this with Max, but like it's
Yeah.
I do like to really hammer that point because it's really important to try to
It's really
get past
Yeah.
that.
definitely you have to find things that help recharge their batteries on things for sure.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, are there some things that you do to like kind of help recharge your creativity when you're feeling burnt out from things?
Ooh, self-care.
Yeah, I mean, plenty of self-care things. I mean, over the years, I've always been very. I get more and more into like meditative practices and stuff, and like self-awareness. But
That's good.
um, to kind of bounce off of like your hobby becoming a job, like as awesome as my job is, like over time, I definitely noticed how little I wanted to like do anything musically after
Mhm.
like a long day of teaching music,
Yep.
And so
Oh yeah.
what I've also realized is that like because of the variety of things I do, that definitely helps. So like um for a little while now lately I've been working on like a shit ton of projects, but like a bunch of different types of projects, right? So like there's my job, and then there's my solo music. Currently, I'm working on a new album, so I've been like hammering that out. Um, but then I'm also doing drum stuff, or I'm doing some like engineering stuff. I'm currently starting off this type of series where I'm um, producing some covers by myself, that just for fun, just to do some covers that I
Yeah.
like. And so I think there's always like a multifaceted, well, every area that you can think of is very multifaceted, rather. Whereas like you know you can like what am I trying to say? It's like there's plenty of things that you can do within one area
Oh,
to
definitely.
not necessarily burn yourself out, which I've had to accept. You know, like
Oh,
oh,
yeah.
I wish I was working on like my solo music right now, but it's just not the time for that because
Oh,
things
yeah.
flux in certain ways.
It's
You know,
really
so
necessary to like take those time to have like a little bit of downtime to just kind of like let things relax and recharge because it helps things flow better if you're not forcing it.
Yeah.
absolutely, yeah. I've been. It's harder in the winter because I fucking hate the winter, but
Yes.
Same.
I also I love going outside and like just going on some hikes or whatever too.
Oh,
That,
yes.
like just
Yeah.
that bringing back to like sorry I keep hitting the mic. Just
Oh, it's okay.
bringing yourself back to just like being outside and in nature to like actually naturally recharge yourself
Oh, yeah.
as
That
a
can
being
really help a lot.
is
Yeah.
very important to the balance of your life, you know.
For sure.
And, you know, I mean that's a whole other fucking conversation too
Oh, yeah.
of
I
like
mean, this.
Yeah.
how many things go into the balance of one's life.
There's
Definitely.
definitely there's been some studies on that actually. They said that
Mhm.
like going and looking at like greenery and like outdoors that it can help like recharge you mentally. Like just even looking at pictures of the outdoors.
Oh,
Like our
absolutely.
brains are really wired to like experience that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. I mean, it's a very physiological. There are plenty of very physiological things that not enough people think about enough nowadays with us being in the 21st century and shit.
Yeah.
You know, like the sun gives you vitamin D, which is essential for your health. Like
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
it's not just because the sun looks cool and it makes you feel nice. Like it's actually
Mhm.
part of your physiology that you need sunlight. Like
Yeah.
you know, like people forget that, you know, and
Oh,
just
for
like
sure.
being outside and like I'm sorry. Does anyone have anything else to say before I go on? A
No,
fucking
you're good.
tangent?
No,
You're good.
No, go on.
once you are done with this though, I do have a very important question about
Okay.
what you just said. But
Okay.
yeah, continue.
Just one quick anecdote.
Mhm.
That's a story, right?
Anecdote.
Yeah.
Over, I think it was like May or something. I decided to like actually start my own garden just because I never did that before,
Oh, that's so
and
cool.
like try to get some like self-sufficient, like try to feel self-sufficient, like grow something, just experiment with it, um, and there were no tillers available for rent at the time or something, or like renting one is like mad expensive to like till the ground and like root it up and stuff. And so I did it by hand. And so apparently on the eastern seaboard, about 8 or 9 inches down underneath any ground that you dig into is a layer of clay. And so
Oh yeah, we have that a lot of Oklahoma.
I encountered that. And so what
And
I
go.
thought was what I thought was going to be 2 days worth of digging a big hole was about 6 days.
Yeah.
And so it was very deteriorating to my physical and mental health.
Oh,
But
God.
at the end of it, well, at the end of every day when I was digging, it felt like fulfilling.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
like once I finished digging the hole, I didn't even care if it was a garden or not. I just felt good about digging a goddamn hole.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
It's like this
Yeah.
basic thing of just like doing something physical and getting your hands dirty and like being in the ground is
Speaking
like
of plants, this is one of my sources of serotonin right here. This
Oh, hey.
avocado.
Oh, is that an avocado plant?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I grew it from a
Great.
pit.
I've been thankful to be able to get a few more plants in my room as well. This is one of my
Oh yeah.
Let me see if I can get
It's also why wilderness therapy is becoming such a common thing and
That's
is
so
why it's so
cool.
For
powerful.
sure.
Oh
Because
yeah, for sure.
all you are is submersed in nature, and that's like so healing for whatever reason. And it's
Oh, yeah.
gaining a lot of popularity.
Yeah,
Oh sure. Yeah, you got
makes a lot of sense.
when you think about like your human roots, like when you take away things that are important to human beings, you know, things get fucked up.
Yeah, I've got a sweet
Yeah.
potato I'm sprouting too because my plan is to make my room look like Jumanji.
Oh, you got like legit vegetables. Okay, that's awesome. I gotta try to do
I just took an old one and cut it in half, and then just put like some toothpicks in it, and just submerge the bottom in water like that, and
that. Oh wow.
you just change the water like every other day, and it'll go.
Oh my god, I gotta remember that.
Yeah,
Was
I found something on TikTok where somebody was talking about all these different ways to grow plants, and I was like, I'm in trouble.
Now, did you just get the avocado plant like as a baby stem, or like is that
I
because
just
the
got
only
the
way
pit, and I put it in.
Oh, you
I
did?
submerged it partially in water with toothpicks. I looked it up on WikiHow.
Oh wow, yeah, the only way I've heard of like growing an avocado tree was taking the pit and planting
Yeah.
it.
Mhm.
Is your
Yeah.
environment like good enough for like an avocado tree? Because like
No, it's gonna have to live in a pot. I live in Oklahoma. Definitely gets too cold in the winter here.
yeah, that's always the problem, right? Like
Yeah.
avocados
Mhm.
grow in very humid and hot climates, right?
Yeah.
Wow, that's so cool. Good for you. Good luck with
Yeah.
that. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Now, my very important question.
Hmm.
Like you were saying, vitamin D, like you literally get it from the sun. Now, do you think that that is the thing that kills vampires about the sun? And do you think that if I took a water balloon filled with Sunny D, it would also kill a vampire?
That's a very good question. Let me think about it.
Does Sunny D have vitamin D in it?
Yeah, that's the whole thing.
But why doesn't the moon burn vampires? Because it's just like the sunlight
Because it reflects the
reflecting off of
sunlight.
it.
Yeah. Maybe
It's
it's
like-
just not enough
It's like
vitamin D.
diluted. It's like diluted sunlight. Yeah.
So, like, if
Yeah,
you went out on a
exactly.
cloudy day and you were a vampire, would you still die?
No,
Probably-
we
you
talk.
probably
They
just
say
get, like,
that in
nauseous.
Twilight. That's why they don't sparkle.
They probably just get a little nauseous because there's like a little bit of sunlight, but not
Yeah.
a lot,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. They actually go out on cloudy days specifically to build a resistance. They need the antibodies.
We need like an expert on vampire physiology. Like, I have questions. Like, what's the deal with garlic? What do Italian vampires do? Like,
Yeah, someone hit up Gerard Way.
I guess.
I have questions. I need answers.
I guess when I really think about it, like you can question like what it is it like one thing or or like multiple things that
Yeah, like the chemical
fuck with
cocktail.
vampires? Like, is it
Yeah.
If I
is it
okay,
the vitamin D and the UV rays that fuck up vampires, or is it
Mhm.
like the
Yeah.
detoxing, the like the detoxing qualities of garlic that is like incredibly bad for them or something?
okay, so yeah, follow up. If I was to fill a water gun with Sunny D and then like have like a tactical flashlight that was a UV flashlight in the end, that would probably work, right?
It would probably harm them in a significant way, but I also feel like it's kind of like poison ivy where they could wash it off within 20 minutes.
Okay, but headshot.
Mm.
Zach.
I feel like it's kind of like if you get it in some sort of orifice, then it gets into
Yeah,
the
okay, I can do that. Yeah.
Waterboard
I've
with
played-
it with Sunny D.
Listen, dude,
You got a
we
wet
live in
willy on.
Jersey. We live in Jersey. We've played plenty of those water gun carnival games.
you got a wet William with
That's so true.
the Sunny D gun.
What if we
Yeah.
made like a cocktail of like a garlic slush smoothie with Sunny D?
Oh, I mean that's just a given. That's just dead.
What if you also put
Um,
like silver flexes in it? Aren't they like allergic to silver or something?
Yeah,
Because
silver
it's
also
a pure
silver
metal?
bullets. Yeah,
Yeah.
Melt down some silver,
Uh,
put it in the cocktail.
that's
There
be
you
pure
go.
silver though. If you get that sterling silver shit, we're fucked.
Right.
Now,
Just put
Follow
some
up,
earrings
follow
in
up.
it.
Follow up. Do you think that a bottle of Sunny D would superpower Superman?
I guess I'm
'Cause
not
the
too
vitamin
familiar with
D.
super. With
Okay, yeah, I was afraid of
does
that.
he,
Yeah.
Does he really like Sunny D?
Well, his whole thing is that like planet Krypton, like they weren't all superpowered there because they didn't have a yellow sun. But we have a yellow sun.
Oh,
So that's
so
why he
the
has
sun
superpowers here.
itself gives him the
Yeah, so
superpower.
I'm wondering if maybe it's just the
Oh, shit.
significant source of vitamin D.
Well, is it the
I didn't even know
UV
that.
or is it the vitamin D? Like, which
That's
one
the
gives him his
question. I mean, I'm
powers?
pretty sure it's the UV, but who can discredit the use of vitamin D?
So he could lay in a tanning bed to get like supercharged.
Yeah, yeah.
That's how he.
That-
Oh
that's how
my
he-
god.
That's how he got his supernova power.
Also, you could kill a vampire in a tanning bed.
Oh, that's easy. Yeah, that's a given.
Just carry around a tanning bed in case you need to slap a vampire in one.
What you do is you disguise a tanning bed as a coffin, and then you're like, "Hey, man, you tired? Do you need to take a nap? Check it out."
They don't
Surprise!
notice. They don't notice like the panels until they're in it, and they're like, "Oh
Yeah,
God."
you press a button, and then like the the cloth over the panels just breaks.
Oh my God.
Oh.
Oh my god.
Does anybody have any other important questions?
Never know.
Do you
where
have a
existentialism
favorite
will go.
dinosaur?
Oh, that is a really good question.
That's so important.
I think it's been a long time since I've ever been like really into dinosaurs, but if I had to pick one, my favorite used to always be the long necks. What are those called? Brontosauruses?
Brontosaurus.
Yes, that's a good
Yeah.
choice.
I used to be
Dinosaurs.
I used to be way like as a kid I was way into Land Before Time.
Yes.
And
Yep.
Yeah.
like what was his name? Tinyfoot? Littlefoot?
Littlefoot.
Littlefoot.
Like,
Littlefoot.
He was my shit, man. Like
Oh,
he
yeah.
was my favorite.
Yes.
Do you think they still called him Littlefoot when he grew up?
That's a good question.
Wanna
And I'm
Two.
pretty sure I thought of that like
Do
when
they
I
call him
was-
Bigfoot now?
I can't remember when the show ended. Yo,
Oh my
connection right there. That's who Bigfoot
How was he
is.
like little for like the 20 years that they kept making sequels?
Exactly.
He never grew up. What was wrong with him?
Oh wait, it was a movie series, right? It wasn't.
Yeah,
a
it was
show.
movies.
Oh yeah, it was a movie
Oh, okay.
series.
I was like, I can't remember when the show ended or
I
something.
think there's like 20 of them now. They were still making them, I think, when I was a teenager.
Oh my god, really? I had
No, that's
idea.
not. I do not think that is the case.
No?
No, they ended very tragically, actually.
I don't know. I'm like 32.
Yeah, I don't want to completely kill the mood. But it was very sad why they ended. But
I didn't see the last ones.
no, it wasn't anything to do with like actually like the movies.
Oh,
okay.
I remember that. Okay, yeah.
Yes,
I
now
do.
you okay, yeah.
Yes, I remember now.
But I was honestly feeling big Triceratops vibes from you. So
See, that's what I was thinking too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you extrapolate on that?
you just seem like a
have no way
Triceratops
to
kind of guy.
explain it.
Yeah.
I have no way to explain it. I
That's
just
interesting.
there's certain people I see and I'm like, they probably like that kind of dinosaur. And then sometimes
Yeah.
they surprise me and sometimes they
Yeah.
like that dinosaur.
See, I bounce back and forth. I'm always like huge on like on just regular T-Rex or like the Carnosaurus, but Velociraptors also hard fuck.
Oh, those
Yes.
are so cool.
Yeah.
I love
yeah.
those. Yeah.
Well, not actually Velociraptors. Sorry, because Steven Spielberg just changed them. But
Yeah,
what
that's
we know as
true.
Velociraptors.
Yes.
So I need to know this. Your top 5, well, top 3 to 5 favorite artists right now.
Oh geez, that's always a fucking hard question, man.
But it's like we're not talking all time. Just what are you listening to a lot
Like
right now?
Yes.
Right
Yeah.
now. Okay, yeah, right now. So Frank Turner for sure. He's honestly one of my biggest influences right now, and it has been for a while. Anti-Flag
I
has
hear that.
always got to be
Of
up
course.
there. You know, like I have a fucking anti-flag tattoo. Like they're always going to be up there for me. What else I've been listening to? It's always hard to tell. Oh, my friend. I might as well shameless plug one of my friends because they're fucking awesome. And Keep Flying. They just released.
Hey yo.
Hey.
You guys know what Keep Flying is?
Oh,
Of
dude, we
course.
fucking double header open for
Yes.
them. I love JJR. He's a
Oh
homie.
yeah. I've been tight with them for probably since the beginning of their band too.
Wow.
That's
What-
awesome.
What
Well,
survey says?
No, keep flying.
Just keep flying. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know much about Survey Says because, like, shortly, like, it was around then, like, around their era that I was, like, getting into the music scene. And so,
Yeah, that makes sense.
Got it.
I played a show at the Meat Locker where Henry and DJ, the original Keep Flying members, played, like, their first surprise acoustic show as Keep Flying. So, technically, I was at their first show. So,
That's
something
rad.
to brag about.
That's
But yeah.
awesome.
Those guys are fucking awesome. Like they're way up there for me. Jeez, who else? Rancid's always up there for me.
Good,
Like,
good.
Always. Hold on, let me pull up my
Good.
Spotify. Like I said, I'm always bad on the top of my head.
That's 3.
Sorry.
Wait, no, it's 4.
I'm allowed
Yeah,
one more.
you're right. 4.
Okay. Shit, so much pressure.
I just want him to throw like a curveball at us. Just be like, and Mariah Carey.
You know what? If for the curveball, let me throw Ninja Sex Party.
Hey!
Hey! All right.
Absolutely wonderful
Nice.
choice.
I have
That's a great choice.
a comedy music playlist as well, where it's just like
Nice.
a bunch of Starbomb and NSP and like all those types of artists.
Do you watch Game Grumps?
Oh yeah, very much
Yeah.
so.
Me too.
Uh,
I was before this podcast. I was watching the Danganronpa.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I still gotta catch up on that series. It looks like a hoot.
It's funny. Like I'm watching them play it, but I've seen the Danganronpa anime and I've played through all 3 games. So I don't know what I'm like expecting to get out of it, but I'm still watching.
Well, what's interesting is that I used to play video games all the time, and like I wouldn't consider myself much of a gamer nowadays at all. Like I still play my PS2 games once in a while, like for nostalgic reasons or whatever. But like one of the main, to hop back on what we were talking about earlier, actually, one of the main things I do for entertainment or to chill out is like watch YouTubers or Twitch streamers.
Same,
You
man.
know, mainly
That's cool.
mainly gamers or like, and honestly, like it's always been more about the comedy aspect of it or just like the whimsical aspect of it as opposed to the gameplay. Like I don't really care what they're playing. It's more so just that I like the people.
Yes,
yeah.
absolutely.
Game Grumps and like
Yeah.
Jacksepticeye and like Oni Plays, like those are some of my favorite YouTubers to watch because they're fucking hilarious. And which has been like something I do a lot when I'm like needing to recharge or something.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
I have gone into habits of just like watching way too much YouTube or something.
Yep.
By
I'm there.
By procrastinating to do something else,
I know exactly what you mean.
I
yeah,
am
that's
definitely
very
stuck
different.
in that cycle right now.
It's tough sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's just about like okay, I'm gonna let myself be this way for a little bit, and then like eventually I'm gonna try to push myself to do one thing which can create an avalanche of productivity.
But like ultimately those like breaks, those lapses in productivity, like sometimes they're just what you need.
Yeah.
Oh, I think so too.
Yeah.
No, yeah, you have to
Like
give yourself actual breaks.
I think
but
society
sometimes you just need a lot more than you expected.
I think the society we live in has really pushed this idea that we need to like be productive 24/7, and it's just not realistic. Like we need rest. Like we need time to just unplug and just be.
Absolutely, yeah.
And so it's 100% okay to just exist and be. And you honestly, capitalism makes it think that like you need to be productive 24/7, and if you're not productive, you're not useful or anything. And if you're not constantly exploiting your body, but like honestly, fuck all that. Everyone deserves a chance to just exist, decompress, relax, and not like force themselves to do work.
I think rest is equally important as hard work.
Yeah.
Because you can't have one without the other.
Yeah.
You have to have balance.
That's the thing. Like capitalism does always try to put a definition on what makes you like what defines your worth.
Mm-hmm.
And like, I mean, we all do that. Like, we all have like a thing that it's like, I'm not worth it if I can't do this, you know?
Yeah,
Exactly,
we've internalized
like,
a lot of those ideals as a society.
it tries to set like a precedent for it. It tries to like give us like a separate, like a set defined, like what am I looking for?
Like a definition, like a requirement.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
criteria.
Criteria. Yeah, that's a good one.
Criteria.
Yeah. Just and like it's not, it should not be about like what you can do that makes you money and how much money you make.
Definitely.
Is the thing, because you know, I'm always talking about how money is fucking fake.
Mm-hmm.
It is.
Yeah,
like,
it is.
It's just paper.
It's
all
and,
it is paper.
All you need to do
value.
is just all you need to do is just give money to everybody and then not raise the prices on things. And it's like, yeah, like in theory that of course works, but like the reason that it doesn't is because people have this inherent need to prove like to have more than the person next to them.
It's greed and materialism.
Yeah. And like if it wasn't for that, then this wouldn't be the problem, but here we are.
Like definitely the whole like productivity equaling personal worth is something that I've struggled with a lot as a disabled person, because like my productivity is not going to be like up at the same level as an able-bodied person.
Yeah.
And honestly, like I was just having a conversation with one of my friends about it, and he was like, well, then just get a job and save up. And I'm like, right, but not everyone has that luxury, and not everyone can physically do that. And personal worth should not equal a job. Like,
I feel like it is
it's okay
so vital.
Just, like, if your personal worth is just simply like getting out of the house and going grocery shopping, that is okay. And it's so stupid in my opinion, and so ridiculous that we've internalized this so hardcore to where if you're not working 3 jobs and doing A, B, and C, you're not a person. Like, no, everyone's a person in every different way, and
unless they're a Nazi.
Unless they're Nazi, yeah.
Yep.
That's true. Unless
you're
like a Nazi or racist or bigot. If you're stuff like that, fuck off.
Yeah. This has been our once podcast socialism rant.
I want to say one last thing.
Decide to be libtards.
It's a 24/7 job for me. It never lets up. But to me, I feel like it's vital that we as a society like uncouple this idea of self-worth being linked to productivity. So I think that's very helpful for everyone.
Absolutely.
So, switching gears, this is something I absolutely have to know. If you were an animal for 24 hours, what kind of animal would you be and why?
24 hours. That's a really good question.
That's a much different question than what your spirit animal is.
Yeah.
Because I've gotten that a lot. 24 hours. And then I come back to my human body.
Yes.
Now, sorry, real quick, just to elaborate a little bit. Do you have to deal with the repercussions of your actions as an animal when you become a human again?
Does it add to my human karma?
No.
Okay.
Oh, shit. Okay. I mean, a pretty easy answer would probably be some sort of bird. Because like, who doesn't want to know how it is to fly? And like, you know, you see a bird and it's just like, hey, he's just chilling, you know? Either that or like a lapdog or something. Like either really adventurous or like really chill and
Peregrine falcon, if you want to go with birds, if you want speed, that's a great one.
Definitely.
Yeah. You know, you got 24 hours, you know, you gotta make it count.
See how far you can get.
Let's
go with
that. That's it, yeah.
If you want speed and maneuverability, that's the animal you want to go with.
Yeah. that's actually not a bad choice either, because like not only are you learning how to fly, but like you can also just like when you don't like how someone's being, you just poke them with your beak.
You can just poop on fascists, like no one
Yeah!
can stop you.
Well, exactly. That's why that's why I asked about the karma thing. You know.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it's kind of like a double-edged sword. Like you could do some good shit, like shitting on fascists, and add to your good karma. But you know,
You
if
could
you
also
want-
eat a mouse and feel bad about it.
Yeah, you could. Like I got 24 hours. Like I'm gonna live right now. You know. Like,
Yeah.
so there's a huge philosophical conversation to be
Oh,
had.
definitely.
Yeah.
Oh, most definitely.
Are there any like shows that you like anything that you like that you follow like intently, that you know the lore of, that you keep up with?
Actually, not too much. I haven't watched much TV in quite some time. Only because of like how I started more consistently watching YouTube
Yeah, makes sense.
and I recently got into Twitch stuff because a bunch of my friends are Twitch streamers and
Hell
and
yeah.
I have Netflix, and so it's like, you know, I rarely ever turn the TV on. If I ever do, I see if Impractical Jokers is on. That's like the only
Yes!
that's like the
Oh my
only show that I'll
God.
care about.
Honestly, that's so funny you mention it, because one of my brother's childhood friends, his dad was Sal.
Oh really?
What?
No
Yeah.
fucking way.
Yo, his dad fucking lost.
Holy crap.
That's
Yeah.
really amazing.
They my they were best friends for like years, and his dad was Sal. Yeah.
No way.
So fucking
That's
cool.
crazy.
Yeah.
I always forget that they're like from here.
Yeah.
Wait, no,
every
it
time
was either, I think it was either Sal or Murr. Either Sal or Murr. One
I'm
of the
gonna
two.
pretend it's Sal and hope that it's Sal.
I didn't even know either one of them was a father.
Yeah.
I would hope that they weren't.
Yeah, right.
Like, did you torment your kids? Is that how you got good at this? Like,
No, I think that it's the kids probably tormented them, and this is their outlet.
Yeah. Oh wait, no, it was
entirely
definitely
plausible.
Murr. It was Murr. It was Murr.
Okay.
But yeah, so it's a funny thing because some of the ideas would literally come from the kids having playdates.
Hell yeah.
Oh, right on.
So
You get inspiration everywhere, you know.
Oh yeah.
sorry about that. Yeah. In fact, that skit that they did where each one of them had a dog and they had to try and get someone else to watch the dog.
Yeah, I remember that one.
That was inspired by her son, who really wanted a dog and tried to do that with our dog to him. You're
That's
welcome.
That's crazy.
Yes.
I'm currently my girlfriend convinced me to get it really into Criminal Minds a while ago.
Yes!
Nice.
Oh my god, I love that show. I'm obsessed.
I gotta say, I binge it whenever I can. I'm already on like mid through season 8, and so
Oh no,
Oh,
you're
wow.
almost done.
If I watch too much
Not
of it, I'm
really.
like, I can hear a noise in the next room, and I'm already like deciding who it is and what their motives are. And, like,
oh yeah, totally.
it's like his favorite
Absolutely.
Skittles are the purple ones,
Mhm.
and he hates his mother.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, yeah. The exact same thing happened to me last night because I was in a recording session with my friend, and so we went to go get dinner at one point, and he was driving, so I was just like, yeah, I'll stay in the car, you can keep the car running, and he'll be right back anyway. And so as soon as he leaves, I lock the doors, and then he comes back and I unlock the doors, and he hears me unlock them, and he was like, would you lock me out? was like, look, we've already established that I've been watching way too much Criminal Minds. Like, I know how this shit goes, okay?
I'm not taking this chance.
One false move and I could end up in someone's basement.
The third Zodiac copycat and moved to New Jersey, and they're gonna start shit up with me first. Yeah. Like, do you hear the church bells ringing? That's very odd timed, isn't it?
I don't know why it was so funny. It's just gonna be with me first. Gotta be me.
Fits the profile too.
Yeah.
Like I've
That's
already
the
had
MO.
like one in a million thing happen to me in my life, so I'm just like anything else. I'm just like it could be me.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's
Anything's
like, are you more prone to it, or is it like, oh, you got your one? You know?
Yeah, like,
Yeah.
Like,
like it shatters the illusion that it can't happen to you.
Oh, sure, yeah. Absolutely.
So then it's like
So
everything
true.
is like, wait.
dude, trust me. I am a very strong purveyor of Murphy's Law.
Oh, yeah.
Whatever
Yes.
can go wrong will.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because oh my god, it's so funny. It's comical. Like, you know what? I'm gonna tell this story. I'm gonna regret it, but it's fucking funny. So
No
the first
judgments
night,
here.
the first night, yeah, you might, but the first night that I moved back in with my mom, I was living with my dad for a while, and then he decided that he was gonna move to a 1-bedroom apartment in Paradise, Long Branch, and I was like, okay, so I have to move back up to my hillbilly hick town, Oak Ridge, that I hate a lot. Great, wonderful, and like, you know, the first night it was just like awful. Like there was the fire alarm, the fire smoke detector, that's what it's called, in my room, like had like a big green blinking light that I was just like, no. And I had to like get up in the middle of the night and cover it with masking tape because I'm like, I'm not doing this, and it's been there ever since. There was a very annoying fly in my room that I was not a fan of, and I hope he's not doing well right now. So first night was really bad. Second night, obviously I was already tense, and I'm having a dream. I really have to go to the bathroom in the dream. I'm like, wow, I wonder what's going on here. It might just be because of my nerves, you know, I'm really upset. Nah, I pissed the bed.
Oh,
Oh,
sucks.
23-year-old man. Just
You
fucking
guys
let it.
have dreams like where you're trying to find a bathroom, but it's either like completely public or it's like trashed.
Yeah,
And you can't go anywhere, and you wake up and you really had to pee. And I'm just
That's the if it's ever like a dream like that, because even as a kid, I remember
Mhm.
specifically, it was like, like it was always like a white void, and then like this pristine toilet, and I was just like, ah,
Just
yes.
inviting enough.
And then like
Just inviting.
I can't get my pants down, and like I just can't do it, and then I do in the dream. But then I start going, and I'm like, wow, it doesn't feel like my pants are down. And they clearly are not.
like my dreams it's always the toilets are very public, like there's no stalls and there's like people everywhere, or like
Oh my
the
God.
toilets are disgusting and things like that.
Yeah,
Hey, man, stress can do a lot to you.
yeah,
Stress
for
can
sure.
really do a lot to you.
For sure.
I appreciate
I was also
you sharing
still
that
driving
short
like
story.
No, thank you. I was also still like driving an hour to work, and then
Oh,
like I
geez.
transferred to a closer store. So it was
Mhm.
like, you know, it was definitely like not fun, but hey, man, I guess I relieved the stress somehow.
Yeah, whatever works, right?
It's just like anybody
Whatever.
asks the question like, when was the last time you pissed the bed? I have to say like a year ago, dude. Like it wasn't that far.
Like my dreams won't let me. They're like, there are no toilets here that you can use. Like you're just gonna have to.
That's
hold
fine
it.
though. Like if I was to have like performance anxiety in a dream where I was about to piss the bed, I would prefer that.
I'm gonna say I prefer what happens to me over peeing the bed.
Yeah, absolutely. I would much rather that happen. No, I'm in the fucking I'm in this Squidward theoretical elevator.
I feel lucky. I feel blessed. Like for once, my brain is trying to protect me from something.
I was just thinking that same thing. You know, it's like your subconscious just like doesn't want you to like it wants you to like get up and go to the bathroom, but like for some reason Blake's toilet is like ever so like just ever so inviting enough for some reason.
My subconscious is like, girl, don't do it.
Is it inviting enough, or are you desperate enough? That's
Blake,
the question.
you need to let go.
I mean, Zach, all I'm gonna say is you're not alone.
Oh boy. So
back in like the end of 2018, like kind of like after Thanksgiving to like February of 2019, one of my medications, I was in a wilderness program, and one of my medications was just like really fucking me up in many ways. And in one of the symptoms, and they couldn't figure it out for like so long. Like they had me do a urine test and everything, was that it made me go to the bathroom uncontrollably, especially in my sleep.
Yep.
Fuck.
So I would regularly piss my sleeping bag. And
I'd be like, no, you need to switch this medicine.
Yeah, you know what?
They didn't know if it was the medicine or if there was something actually wrong with me.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Is it the medicine, or is he just stupid?
Literally. So during part of that, I had to wear adult diapers.
Oh no! Oh no! Okay, but be honest. How actually blissful were adult diapers? Just to be able to just freely go, like you don't have to worry about anything. No one ever knows.
They were really uncomfortable.
Damn it! I was so getting excited for being an old man.
I'll be honest. Since we're sharing so much, I'll be honest. I won't be afraid to share this. I had to wear those until I was about 13, so I am on the side of Zach where it was pretty blissful.
There's hope yet.
It was just like, you know what? This is helping my anxiety. I don't have to worry about pissing the bed.
It's just free.
Very freeing.
See, the thing about adult diapers, though, is that they're not made out of the same exact material quite as, like, kid diapers. They're, like, a little bit more tight.
Okay.
So. Yeah, right?
I mean, I wear skinny jeans daily.
They're tighter than that.
Well, are you wearing these during the day?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wait, no. I thought about that in a different way. I'm sorry.
So basically, it's just like a corset for your crotch.
Basically.
Okay. I can get behind that.
I don't know. I don't
Corset
know
crotch
why.
band name called it.
That's a really good band name.
We find like one band name per podcast.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, you gotta write all of them down and then eventually like make a collab album with like all the musicians that we've had, and like here's like all the band names and stuff.
Hey, you're into comedy music. Would you be part of it? Would you want to become Corset Crotch?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Hell yeah.
Absolutely. I actually just released a comedy song like a month ago.
Hell yeah.
That's awesome.
I've always like been at least somewhat whimsical or comical with a decent amount of music, but like like sometime a year ago I woke up like having this incredible urge to write a song from the perspective of being Spider-Man, and so
why is that so funny alone?
for some reason, and so I just like fucked around with it for fun, and then recently I was like, you know what, this can be a thing. Like, let's make this a thing, and like let's make it a song and like do something with it. And so it's called "I'm the Motherfucking Spider-Man," and so that's out everywhere currently.
That's amazing. I love that.
Everyone
I
be sure to
listened
check
to
it
it.
out.
I listened to it. It is the most iconic song I've ever heard.
Thank you so much. That means a lot.
But seriously, everybody go check it out after you listen to this.
Please, like legit.
After
like,
you hear about Corset Crotch, be sure to check out the
Yeah.
motherfucking Spider-Man.
Corset Crotch featuring Spider-Man.
There you go.
I mean, he does wear
Uh,
spandex.
Yeah. Real quick, Blake. Blake, I'm sorry. Blake, how are we doing on time?
We are almost out of time. I was about to.
All right, perfect. So,
wow. Holy shit.
last
I
question
know.
then, because I wanna,
Yes.
I really wanna like.
Oh yeah.
So earlier we were talking about like the music, like the objective of the music and stuff like that. But even just as a person, is there like one thing that you would want to leave, like with like every single person that is listening right now? Is there one thing that you would want them to know about you? Is there one thing that you would want them to know in general, just like a normal piece of advice or anything? Just one thing that you would want everybody in the world to hear you say?
I mean, I've been trying my best to internalize this more and more as I grow as a person, but it's always incredibly hard. So I feel like not enough people are told or say to themselves that you are allowed to be yourself. And that can mean whatever you want it to mean, you know? But me as a person personally, I've always had this extreme problem with like worrying about like just being myself in like a social situation, writing music,
Oh yeah.
like presenting myself in a certain way, or just the way I speak, you know. And so it's always been very frustrating. And so that's like one of the main things I've been trying to affirm to myself, especially lately, is that you're totally allowed to just be yourself
Yes,
in any way that you want to be.
I think that's
That
great
is-
advice.
it's
Yep.
amazing. Yes.
That is definitely something that I know for a fact I definitely at a point not so long ago needed to hear.
Mhm.
That is definitely something that a lot more people need to be able to
Hear.
practice.
Mhm. I agree.
Yeah.
It's something that I feel like we all struggle with, and
For sure.
at the end of the day, you just need to be you.
Mhm.
Oh yeah. I mean, like, I'm 32 and I've struggled with
Yeah.
that for most of my life, and honestly, like, I finally just recently feel like I'm starting to like really like come into myself and like be myself more, and it is just like the best feeling. It is totally worth the struggle to get there.
Yeah, and it's not even like you can, like I said, you can think about it in literally any way you want. Like,
Oh, yeah.
whether it's like a
Mhm.
big life, this is who I am type of way,
Mhm.
or if it's just
Mhm.
like how you are having a conversation type of way. Like
Mhm.
Oh,
for some reason,
absolutely.
that's always been
Absolutely.
my biggest thing or biggest
Yeah.
frustration is that like I said, I'm awful with shit. Like if I'm on the spot about asked a question on the spot, or like I'm always thinking, like overthinking about how I sound or like what I'm saying.
Oh yeah.
Yes, yeah,
Mhm.
absolutely.
Hear that? That's a
Definitely.
struggle.
My brain just freezes. You
Oh
know?
yeah.
So like
Yeah.
using this affirmation more often has been very helpful, honestly.
Well, that's great. I'm glad that that works so well for you, and I think that everybody could definitely benefit from that.
And I think that's honestly the best way to end the podcast is to just like remember that affirmation. So thank you so
Absolutely.
much.
Thank you.
Thank you so
Absolutely.
much for joining us.
We really enjoyed
Thank you.
talking to you.
I
Oh,
think this
thank you.
has been a blast.
Oh yeah.
This is-
Likewise. Oh, this I can't believe we're already at an hour or so.
I know.
Yeah, right? Yeah.
No. So
do this again, fam.
yes,
Please,
Definitely.
yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Next time you have a release that you want to promo, please hit us up.
Yeah.
We will absolutely love to
For
have
sure.
you.
Yeah.
We would love
or
that.
anything you want to promo.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. So with that, I'm Blake,
I'm Caitlin.
I'm Zach.
I'm Joe Billy.
and this was OnlyBands.
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 Hey.
OnlyBands.
I wasn't sure if I was supposed to join in on that.
Nah, you're
No.
Yeah, you hear those sounds well, but those cops